Good afternoon, you're with India Today. I'm Devina Gupta. Now let's start the news from across the nation. First, at least 3 were killed and many other people were wounded following explosions and a gun battle near a mass prayer gathering to celebrate Eid in Bangladesh. Bombs exploded near an Eid prayer gathering in Sholakia Eidgah in Kishoreganj district where at least 2 lakh people had gathered. This is the second terror attack in Bangladesh in past 6 days. A group of attackers threw crude bombs at a school. The terrorists are believed to be hiding in the school. Police retaliated by returning gunfire. Yesterday, the Islamic State terror group had issued a chilling video threatening more attacks. The Bangladesh government has denied that international jihadist networks have gained a foothold in the country. The Prime Minister arrived in Mozambique as a part of his 4-nation Africa tour aimed at enhancing ties with the continent, particularly in the economic sphere and people-to-people contacts. Alleged terror evangelist Zakir Naik is on the radar of the Indian government. This after India Today revealed the influence he peddled with the Dhaka terrorists and Hyderabad jihadis. Highly placed sources tell India Today that the government will watch last 90 days footage of Zakir Naik's speech on Peace TV where Naik appears frequently. Information and Broadcasting Ministry will initiate necessary action. Under fire, the controversial preacher has now broken his silence. Speaking to India Today, Zakir Naik claimed that the clips of his inflammatory speeches are doctored. He denied all the allegations. Shiv Sena, meanwhile, has written to Home Minister seeking a ban on Zakir Naik. The South Mumbai MP has also sought a ban on Tele-Evangelist private television channel. This letter was written by Arvind Sawant of Shiv Sena. A video has emerged of the Congress leader Digvijay Singh sharing a stage with the controversial orator Zakir Naik, calling him a messenger of peace. The video dates back to September 2012. After the biggest shake-up in the cabinet, Smriti Irani and Prakash Javadekar took charge of their new ministry. Javadekar started his day by meeting his predecessor Smriti Irani yesterday, and Smriti Irani also downplayed the perceived demotion after the reshuffle. Eid celebrations were marred in one locality in Jammu and Kashmir with separatists and their supporters waving Pak flags. They also pelted stones at the security forces. Posters put out by Lashkar have surfaced outside mosques in South Kashmir asking locals to provide them with phone numbers of army and police informers so that they can be tracked and dealt with accordingly. Paramilitary BSF exchanged sweets with their Pakistani counterparts at Atari Wagah border on the occasion of Eid. Personnel of BSF and Pakistani Rangers and border forces met at the border in Punjab to greet each other. The holy month of Ramadan has ended and Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated across the country. Eid is also called the Sweet Festival, with sweet food items taking center stage on this auspicious day. A row has erupted in Haryana after the opposition accused the government of saffronization of moral science textbooks. The opposition Congress has accused the Khattar government of ignoring preachers from other faiths. The Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Ashish Khaitan has been accused of hurting religious sentiment in a police complaint filed in Punjab. Khaitan had spoken about the Aam Aadmi Party manifesto in the same breath as religious textbooks. A petition has been filed seeking action against the Aam Aadmi Party and its national convener Arvind Kejriwal for misusing religion to seek votes in Punjab. Anupriya Patel, the new MOS for Health and Family Planning, has lodged a complaint with police over a fake Twitter account. Patel says that fake Twitter account was sending vulgar tweets in her name against a particular community. After Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that India is in a sweet spot, the US has released a report saying that India's 7.5% growth rate may be overstated. People were killed and 6 others suffered injuries after they were struck by lightning in Bihar's Gaya district. The victims were out in open space and enjoying the rain when the incident happened. 2 people died and 30 others suffered injuries after a false ceiling in a hostel and a hotel collapsed during a pre-wedding ceremony in Jaipur. Around 150 people were present in the hall where the accident took place. The Bihar's Motihari rape survivor is struggling to get proper treatment in government hospital. She was kept waiting for proper medicine and care and is being forced to leave the hospital as well. It's a bizarre twist to the alleged molestation case involving popular singer Mika Singh and a fashion designer. CCTV footage of Mika's house acquired by India Today shows a fashion designer entering the singer's house through a window. 3 women walking on a road in Pune were hit by a car and the crash resulted in death of one of the pedestrians. The driver of the car, who is an army officer's wife, escaped from the spot but was arrested later. News from the capital now. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has suspended his principal secretary Rajendra Kumar, who is in CBI custody over charges of taking bribe. Sources have told India Today that Kumar's close aide Ashok Kumar has also been admitted to accepting the bribes. The BJP, which has 3 lawmakers in the Delhi Assembly, took to the streets demanding resignation of the Chief Minister. Protests were organized at many places in the national capital and cops used baton and water cannon to quell demonstrations. In the water tanker scam, Delhi Water Minister Kapil Mishra has sought an FIR against Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung and the ACB Chief MK Meena on the charges of delaying action against former Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit in 4 corruption cases. A 31-year-old man who owns a bag shop in Delhi allegedly sent offensive messages to hundreds of women and girls using different mobile phones and false names. Mohammad Khalid sent obscene texts to over 1,500 women and has now been nabbed by the cops. The National Green Tribunal has asked the Delhi government to deconcretize trees in the national capital. The order essentially means that authorities won't use concrete to create founding structures around the trees. In Maharashtra, in a bizarre way to draw the attention of civic officials towards the sorry state of roads, a Maharashtra Navnirman Sena corporator has threatened to kidnap a ward officer if he fails to address the problem of the potholes. A court has refused to grant interim relief to a contractor named in the 352 crore road scam. So far, police has arrested 22 junior rung officials of 6 contractors and named auditors' firms in the FIR. The Service Tax Department is in the process of auctioning beleaguered industrialist Vijay Mallya's luxury jet Airbus 319 in a bid to recover part of the 800 crore due from him, but there have been no takers and the base auction price has now been reduced. The BMC chief has served a 48-hour ultimatum to the civic body workers to remove trash from the roads owing to the many warning from the civic workers that were seen collecting trash in many parts of the city. An 11-year-old boy from Nagpur is being compared to the likes of Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking after he scored a whopping 160 in Mensa IQ test held in Scotland. Now, 7 elderly people lost their vision completely, while 6 others lost vision partially after botched-up cataract removal surgeries at a state-run hospital in Hyderabad. The probe has been ordered. The University of Hyderabad is in the thick of a row yet again, this time after a B.R. Ambedkar statue, which was installed during protests over suicide of Rohit Vemula, went missing mysteriously. Cops have banned the use of remote-controlled drones and paragliders without prior permission in Hyderabad. Over 150 people from the Chilka Guda and Lalaguda railway quarters were taken ill after consuming contaminated water. Probe is underway. AP government will conduct a smart pulse survey for collecting socio-economic data of 1.48 crore households in the states. The first phase will begin with collecting details of Chief Minister as well. In Karnataka now, over 800 students from 4 government schools and a college are looking at a bleak future. Defense officials who claim the ownership of the land had to face stiff resistance as teachers and students locked themselves in the premises. The Chief Justice of Karnataka rescued himself from a case stating that a visitor tried to buy a favourable verdict. The Chief Justice made the startling revelation while he heard the land deal case and recused himself. A landslide triggered by rains in Mangalore has exposed a 15-feet tunnel running right under the affected houses. A row of houses now face a threat of collapsing. Karnataka State Pollution Control Board has given clearance to set up a 71 e-waste disposal centres in Bengaluru. As per a survey, e-waste was handled in an unauthorized manner by various private companies. A man was killed and 7 others were injured when a bear attacked them. The bear, which had strayed into the outskirts of Siddhapur village, went on a rampage. In Tamil Nadu, a flight suffered an accident at Chennai airport. The plane collapsed on the runway. The front nose wheel of the flight suffered the most. Many flights that were scheduled to leave from the Chennai airport were affected. No passengers were injured. A grieving baby elephant refused to part with the body of its mother, who died. A team of forest officials rushed to Coimbatore after news reached them that the 3-year-old calf continued to cling to the body of its mother. The court has deferred the hearing of the bail application of Infosys Techies' suspected killer, Ram Kumar, after the state's prosecution pointed out that Kumar's lawyer did not have a consent from the accused to represent him. The centre has appointed R. Tirupati Venkataswamy as Accountant General, Economic and Revenue Sector Audit of Tamil Nadu with immediate effect. Prior to this, he was serving as Senior Deputy Accountant General in Tripura. Tamil Nadu has topped the popularity charts for domestic and foreign tourists for the second year in a row, upsetting Maharashtra, Goa and Kerala. Tamil Nadu received 4.6 million foreign tourists in 2015. In Kerala now, passengers had a tough time finding transportation after prepaid auto drivers went on strike protesting hike in parking fee. The Railways has decided to impose a parking fee of 10 rupees per day. Legendary singer Yesudas's wife, Prabha Yesudas, has denied a report that the singer was converting to Hinduism. Speculations were rife after controversial BJP MP Subramaniam Swamy claimed that the singer was undergoing a religious conversion. After Kerala's Cochin International Airport, ambitious Kochi Metro has also decided to go green. Kochi Metro Rail Limited is placing solar panels on the rooftop of 22 stations. Kerala Sports Minister Ramachandran says the centre's decision to approve construction of a major port at Inayam near Kolachal in Tamil Nadu, hardly 25 km from proposed Visijam seaport, is unjustified. Muslims celebrated Eid and thousands offered Eid prayers and exchanged gifts and greetings. Many congregations were held in various parts of the state as well. Turning to West Bengal now, a court in Howrah has sent an ISIS terror suspect to 14-day CID custody. The suspect was detained from a railway station after police had received a specific tip-off. Arms and ammunition were recovered from him. Acting on a tip-off, police recovered 107 crude bombs from a local club in Burdwan. The recoveries were made after the arrest of ISIS terror suspect from Howrah. TMC's candidate from Khargram, Madhav Marjit, was shot thrice by unidentified men in Murshidabad. He was fired upon by 3 men as he was on his way back home. An Uber driver was arrested in Kolkata over charges of misbehaving with a lady passenger. The passenger had taken a cab while traveling with her fiancé, and the driver allegedly misbehaved with her after he dropped off her fiancé. A gang of 10 dacoits were arrested in South 24 Parganas district. Several weapons along with looted electronic items was recovered from the gang. A look at global news now. At least 6 Yemeni troops and around 20 attackers were killed in an assault on a military base near the international airport of Yemen's southern city of Aden. A Louisiana police officer died of gunshot wounds after being shot at 3 times in the back by a pedestrian he had stopped in a high-crime suburb of New Orleans. The gunman shot the police officer from a close range. The US president has said the security situation in Afghanistan remains precarious and he will keep troop levels there at 8,400, rejecting the calls of reducing the number of troops. Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron said the government needed to learn lessons from what went wrong and build up to countries joining the invasion of Iraq, but he defended the invasion at the same time. Families of 179 British soldiers who were killed in the Iraq War have demanded that former British Prime Minister Tony Blair face the consequence of a long-awaited report, strongly criticizing his role in the war. Now, presumptive Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump has called Iraq a Harvard for terrorism. The controversial tycoon made these remarks at a campaign in North Carolina. The brother of one of the Islamist attackers who killed 130 people in Paris was sentenced to 9 years in jail for traveling to Syria to train as a fighter. Rescue operation is still underway. Serious floods across central and southern China continue to wreak havoc. Floods in central Hubei province have affected more than 10 million people. Stephen Crabb has backed Home Secretary Theresa May to become the next leader of the Conservative Party and presumptive Prime Minister after dropping out of the leadership race following Liam Fox's elimination in the first round of voting. The bodies of 9 Italians killed by Islamists in Bangladeshi capital last week were brought to Rome in a military plane waiting on tarmac while their families and friends along with the Italian president. Chinese tech firm Alibaba's internet-connected car will set the Chinese e-commerce giant up to quickly introduce driverless vehicle technology. Alibaba and the country's largest automaker demonstrated their jointly developed car. Jubilant crowd flooded Pamplona's main square as the rocket that marks the beginning of the city's famous bullfighting festival burst in the sky. Venezuela held a military parade to mark the 205th anniversary of its independence, displaying its troops, military equipment and achievements on economic reforms. 2 new rock paintings which could date before the age of the Incan Empire have been discovered in the ancient ruins of Machu Picchu. They are reportedly the first set of paintings to be discovered at the site since 1911. Paris Aquarium is the first in France to successfully breed black-tip sharks in captivity. The sharks have now been put on display. In sports now, former Indian cricket captain Sachin Tendulkar has undergone a knee surgery at a hospital in London. The batting maestro posted a picture of his cast on the social media. 5-time world champion Pankaj Advani moved to the second round of the 3rd Indian Open. He beat England's Elliot Slesser. Sarjan Prakash and Shivani Kataria will represent India in swimming events in the 2016 Olympic Games. Sarjan, who's 22 years old, will swim in the men's 200-meter butterfly, while 18-year-old Shivani will compete in the women's 200-meter freestyle. Arjun Kapoor will reportedly star opposite Anushka Sharma in her home production, Kanneda. The project will be the second one for Anushka Sharma after NH10. Ashutosh Gowarikar's Hrithik Roshan Tara Mohenjo-daro has been shot in Bhuj. Gowarikar's magnum opus, Lagan's cricket match, was shot at the same spot. Nandita Das has refuted reports that she has signed on a Tamil film, which is lyricist turned filmmaker Kuti Revati's maiden venture. Evergreen star Sridevi will launch the audio of upcoming Telugu horror thriller Abhinetri. Sridevi will launch the audio of the film on 15th August. In showbiz today, Sushant Singh Rajput and Kriti Sanon, who were rumoured to be dating, have denied all the rumours. Duos say they are just good friends. Superstar Ajit Kumar's next Tamil film, Thala 57, was launched in Chennai. The spy thriller is the third collaboration of Ajit and director Siva after Veeram and Vedalam. Marvel has announced that black teenage science genius Riri Williams will be taking over for Iron Man in the upcoming Invincible Iron Man comic series. The first actress to play Superman's girlfriend, Noelle Neal, passed away at 95. Noelle starred in both the Christopher Reeve's Superman movie as well as Brandon Routh's Superman Returns. From the tech World Now reports suggest that Apple will drop its 16 GB variant and will launch iPhone 7 with minimum 32 GB of storage. Apple is rumored to launch its iPhone 7 in a new color this year. Microsoft announced a free browser version of Skype aimed at small businesses. The service is called Skype Meetings, and it's the company's first web-based product after the beta release of Skype for Web last year. Smartphone pioneer BlackBerry will stop making its classic model. BlackBerry's move shifted its focus further away from its money-losing handset business and toward its software. Microsoft has also brought a new feature to its voice-controlled virtual assistant Cortana on Apple's iOS that allows the digital assistant to remember things for you. Mobile messaging app Snapchat is gaining popularity among US smartphone users aged 35 and above, even as the app is likely to continue being popular among teenagers.